Okay, so today we are going to make nameplates that we can use to display in front of our screens when we're working, or when we're not at our computer, or when I am talking and you're like, what is she talking about? You can put up a little question mark. So what we're going to do, all that you guys need today is a plain piece of paper. Computer paper is fine, printer paper is fine, or construction paper. Anything that you have at home is fine. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I'll show you guys how to fold it. We gather up any of the art supplies that you have at home: pencils, markers, crayons, colored pencils, anything that you have available to you is great to use for this. Okay, so the first thing, what we're going to do is fold our paper into quarters, and the top piece is going to include our name, and then this can be a clever phrase, whatever you want it to be, but something saying that you'll be right back. So it could be BRB, it could be gone fishing, you know, whatever you want it to be. And then the third section will be something to show that you have a question. It could be just a question mark, like the Riddler's costume from Batman. It could be question. It could be what? Whatever you want it to say, okay? But we are going to learn a little bit about the elements of art and principles of design through this. I also want to see what you guys know about design and art making. So I'm kind of want to see your skill set here with this, okay? So you're going to grab your paper, and the first thing that you're going to do is fold it in half. Okay, so I'm going to hold it portrait tall wise. Okay, we're going to make a hamburger fold, right? I don't know if you guys remember that from elementary school, like hot dog where it's a tall skinny fold, or hamburger where it's a short wide fold. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring my corners up. Have those corners kiss. Now before you crease anything, make sure that your corners are aligned really well. You don't want to see any like funky overlapping like that. You want to make sure that your corners are perfectly aligned. Then what I like to do is, holding those corners together, I will take one finger and drag it down to the center of my paper, and then go out from there. And that gives you a nice fold. Actually, for me, it didn't give me such a great fold today, but that's because I'm thinking about it too much. Then we're going to open up our paper, and we have the fold in the middle. Now we're going to bring that bottom part up to that crease. Make sure our edges are aligned. Press down in the middle, and then press out. Now I'm going to flip my paper. As you can see, there's our first crease halfway. I'm going to bring the bottom up again, lining up those corners, down and out, down and out. Now I have a piece of paper equally folded into 4 sections. And what we're going to do when we're all done is take those bottom 2 pieces, let them overlap, and we're going to tape or glue them together, and we're going to have a triangle, basically. Okay, so you can have your name showing, or your question mark sign showing, or your be right back sign showing. Okay, so the first section is going to include our name, and what we want to do is show as many different types of line in that design section as possible. So we're going to review line, but we have all different types. We have thin, thick, tapered, curvy, zigzaggy, dotted, implied, really heavy, really thin, broken lines, all different types of lines. They can show emotion, they can show texture, they can create patterns. So we're going to write our name. I want you guys to write your preferred name, your nickname, whatever it is, and you're going to use sort of calligraphy as an inspiration. Calligraphy has a different sized, different thicknesses of letters. Then in the second section, we're going to focus on value and contrast. So I want to see how well you guys can shade and use a pencil or a colored pencil or a crayon to do that. You want to use something where you can vary pressure to create differences in value. That means from light to dark. And then for your question mark section, we're going to focus on color. There's lots of different color schemes, which we will talk about this year. We will talk about color theory and how to mix colors and the names and all of that sort of thing. We're going to stick to what's called monochromatic. Mono means one, chroma means color, so monochromatic means one color plus black and white. So we're going to use shades, which is a color plus black, and tints, which is a color plus white, plus that original color. So for that too, you might want to use a crayon or a colored pencil and focus on a monochromatic color scheme. Okay, so I'm going to show you in the second section of the video how to do your name and all of that. I'm going to hyperlapse it so it doesn't take forever. Okay. Oh, another thing I should say too, sorry guys, we folded the paper like this, right, in half. We went up with our folds, up. Okay, now when we start to draw, because we're going to fold it like this, we want the drawings on the other side of the paper. So before you start, you want to flip your paper over so that the folds are going this way down. Okay. Okay, so once you have finished adding in your color and your value and whatever you're going to do with your image, I ended up gluing this and my phone ran out of memory, so I have to re-record it and had to unglue it. So anyway, before you guys glue this together, I want you to snap a picture of it so that you can submit the image of your drawings onto Schoology, okay? Maybe we'll even practice with Artsonia. But so you're going to have your 3 sections and you have your bottom section, which is blank, okay? And what you want to do is glue the top piece to that bottom section, okay? So that it stands up like a little triangle. Now you can use a glue stick, you can use Scotch tape, which I had Scotch tape, but it went missing. Someone borrowed it from me. So just going to, a little bit of glue at the top. Try not to get it onto your table or anything like that. And then I'm going to line up the corners and tape it down. Thanks, babe. All right. So now I have my triangle, it's glued, and that way when I'm in class, I can put my name there. And if I have to go use the restroom or whatever, my BRB sign. And if I have a question, I see my question sign. Okay, so we are making custom nameplates. Again, you just need a plain piece of computer paper. You need a variety of art materials, whatever you have available. If you don't have color, don't worry about it. Make it work with line and shading with pencil. That's fine as well. Okay, so again, the top is your name. You're using different kinds of lines. You're using repetition and variation to create patterns, showing different types of lines. Your next one is something to the effect of "be right back." You can say whatever you want to say, make it look however you want to look, but you're using different values, so lights and darks, and fading from dark to light and light to dark. And then the last one is question, so you can make a question mark, like shapes. Again, it's repetition, variation, and emphasis. So this should be a fun project for you guys, and enjoy. Thanks.